Max and the Magic Cookie Adventure. Once upon a time, in a cozy little house on a sunny hill, there was a small, curious mouse named Max. Max was a sweet, friendly mouse with big round ears, a long whiskery nose, and a tiny twitchy tail. He loved to explore, and he had a very big imagination. Max wore bright blue overalls with little pockets that were perfect for carrying all kinds of treasures he found along his adventures. One afternoon, as Max was wandering through the house, he caught a delightful smell in the air, warm, chocolatey, and oh so sweet. Max followed his twitchy nose until he found himself in the kitchen, and right there, on a big plate, he saw it. A giant, delicious cookie, just waiting to be tasted. The cookie looked soft and gooey, with chocolate chips melted perfectly on top. Max's mouth watered just looking at it, and he thought to himself, what if I could have a cookie of my own? So with his heart full of excitement, Max climbed up onto the counter, stretched out his little paws, and took the cookie. And oh, what a wonderful taste it was. But little did Max know, having that cookie was just the beginning of a very busy day. Now, if you give a mouse a cookie, he'll probably want something to drink. And as soon as Max finished nibbling his cookie, he felt thirsty, very thirsty. He decided that he simply must have a nice cold glass of milk to go with his cookie. So Max scurried over to the refrigerator. The handle was a bit high, but Max was clever and found a way. He dragged a small spoon and climbed up to open the fridge. Once inside, he spotted a big jug of milk and pulled it toward him. Carefully, he poured himself a tiny glass of milk, just right for a little mouse. Ah, what a treat it was to sip milk after his tasty cookie. But of course, after drinking the milk, Max noticed that he had a milk mustache. His little whiskers were covered in milk, and he decided he couldn't walk around like that. He'd need a napkin to wipe it off. So Max went on a search around the kitchen, and soon enough, he found a soft paper napkin and wiped his whiskers clean. Now, while he was looking at himself in the shiny toaster, Max realized his whiskers looked a little messy. He was a very neat mouse, after all, and he thought he should tidy himself up. So Max decided he needed to comb his fur. Off he went to the bathroom, where he found a tiny comb on the counter. After brushing his whiskers and smoothing down his fur, Max looked at his reflection. He thought he looked very handsome indeed. But then he noticed something else. He was a little tired. All that nibbling and sipping and brushing must have worn him out. So Max decided he could use a little nap. He padded back to the living room, where there was a cozy little blanket on the couch. It was just perfect. He wrapped himself up in it, curled into a tiny ball, and tried to fall asleep. But as Max lay there all snuggled up, he started thinking about his cozy blanket. It made him feel warm and safe, and it reminded him of home. Suddenly, he had an idea. What if I made my own little picture to remember this cozy feeling? He thought it would be nice to have a picture to hang up somewhere. So Max jumped up and went off to find some crayons and paper. He looked through the drawers until he found a set of colorful pencils and a stack of paper. Then he started drawing a picture. He drew himself with a big cookie, a glass of milk, and a cozy blanket. It was his favorite kind of picture, one filled with happy things. When Max finished his drawing, he looked around for a place to hang it. He decided that the refrigerator would be perfect. He climbed up again and stuck the drawing on the fridge with a magnet he found lying nearby. Max took a step back and admired his artwork. It was perfect. But looking at his drawing made Max realize that he felt a little hungry again. All that drawing and decorating had made him think of cookies. He thought it would be nice to have just one more nibble. So Max decided he would have just one more cookie before he took his nap. He scurried back to the kitchen, climbed up to the counter, and spotted the plate with cookies on it. He took one more cookie, held it in his little paws, and savored every bite. After he finished, Max felt very happy and very sleepy. This time he really was ready for a nap. He found his cozy blanket, wrapped himself up, and yawned a big mouse-sized yawn. Finally, with a full belly, a happy heart, and his cozy blanket, Max closed his eyes and drifted off to sleep. And as he slept, he dreamed of cookies and milk and big adventures. From that day on, every time Max smelled the sweet scent of a cookie, he would smile and remember his grand adventure. And who knows, maybe one day he'll have another.